Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Got something interesting from CryptoArie's Twitter account about Ripple stock. This is not the XRP price, but the price per share of Ripple stock. The share price on EquityZen, and I actually almost sold some equity on EquityZen a while ago. This is not really like the Ripple stock that I almost sold. It was another company stock a couple of years ago, and they are one of the off ramps for private equity. Right now, the Ripple stock is $15.54 billion. And the deal's implied valuation is $2.8 billion, which means the whole company is worth only $2.8 billion right now. The last valuation was $11.07 billion. I believe that was over a year ago, so everything's dropped, no surprise. And the discount from last valuation is 74.73%. In a bear market, you would almost expect that for crypto, so that's not a big surprise either. I do believe Coinbase's pre-IPO stock price was like north of 10 billion. And right now, Coinbase's market cap is only 13.9. But when it did actually debut, I believe Coinbase was like over $100 billion. But of course, that was in a bull market. And now in a bear market, it's pretty much a tenth of that. I expect if Ripple actually IPO'd right now, it'd be a little bit above 2.8 billion, but still below 11.07 billion right now. Now, obviously, a lot of this depends on the lawsuit. If they win the lawsuit, it probably should be a lot higher. If they lose the lawsuit, they'll go overseas. It should still be higher than 2.8 billion, but significantly lower than what it would be if they actually IPO'd with the lawsuit win in the United States. That's probably a huge part of the reason they're spending so much money on this lawsuit, because they know the valuations of the company, which they all own a lot of shares of, plus the valuation of the XRP. Now, since Ripple actually owns about 50 billion XRP in escrow, a little less than 50 billion now, they should actually include that in the valuation of the company. But the deal's implied valuation is at $2.8 billion. And if you actually look at the XRP market cap, it's at $21.015 billion. Now, that's just the amount in circulation. So the amount they have in escrow is slightly less than that. It's probably at like maybe like $17-18 billion. But obviously, Ripple holds that $17-18 billion of XRP, and they're not really counting it as that much money in the deal's implied valuation. If the company actually holds a significant amount of XRP that generates significant value, they would actually count it in. And even in the last valuation, XRP was a lot higher. The company's valuation was only at $11 billion. So the deals of the company don't valuate the XRP tokens at a very high price that the company actually owns. And there's a good reason for that, actually. It's because you can't sell them all at once at that price. If you try to liquidate any significant amount of XRP in the escrow, the price would crash down and it wouldn't be worth very much. So they have to take that into account. So the XRP they have in escrow, they can't sell all at once because of the lock mechanism, and they can't sell a huge amount at once on the open market because it would crash the price. So that's why the company's valuation is so low at 2.8 billion, despite them having a huge stash of XRP. Now, I also think this represents what investors actually think, what chance investors actually think of them actually winning the lawsuit as well, at least a little bit, because if it was indeed the industry thought they had a 100% chance of victory, I bet the deal's implied valuation would be way more than $2.8 billion, because just the company having that much XRP in assets, even if you would have to discount the price because you can't sell them all at once, you have to sell them over time, it would be greater than $2.8 billion right now. So that's kind of like the issue right now. That's another issue. I don't think the investors, the ones that are actually pouring out their money investing in Ripple, think that the XRP is honestly worth all that much. And I think that probably does reflect whether they think Ripple is actually going to win the lawsuit or not. They probably have some confidence, but not a huge amount of confidence. Because yes, if you listen to the XRP army, it's obviously 100% for certain that they're going to win the lawsuit. But the XRP army's the XRP army's opinion is kind of useless, because they're obviously going to be biased and they're not really realistic about the chances of winning a lawsuit. I personally think it's still 50-50, but I think the people that are putting forth the money to buy Ripple stock, they probably have a less biased opinion about whether they're going to win the lawsuit or not. I think the last valuation was also after they were sued as well. So you kind of see it reflected in the last valuation when the XRP price was significantly higher. only 11.07 billion. Now XRP's value obviously lower now, and now the entire company's valuation only at $2.8 billion. Now, do I actually think that Ripple stock is a good buy right now in equities in? If you could get it for $15.45 per share, it's actually not a bad pickup because, even without the XRP, I think the company's actually worth a decent amount of money. They do make revenue on their actual software, and most of their revenue and money that they make is actually not because of ODL. Well, I mean, a lot of it is because of XRP sales, but a lot of it does actually come from generating from what used to be Xcurrent and now is RippleNet. They actually do make money from that, and I do think although the company wouldn't expand as fast, I do think they could actually be profitable just with RippleNet right now. And they might have to go with that if they want to stay in the United States and the case rules against them, or they could move to Europe. But then again, investors are thinking, if they move to Europe, they would be locked out of the US market, and then they would be locked out of the Chinese market because China doesn't allow cryptocurrency. So they're probably evaluating on that as well. But despite that, I think 2.8 billion is a very, very low estimate on Ripple's worth as a company, because it's not just the XRP worth that you're looking at. It's actually like the entire RippleNet ecosystem, which is much, much more than XRP and ODL. And I think that is actually a decent buy at this point because you're at the bottom of the bear market. You know that blockchain and crypto stocks and tech stocks overall are going to go up in the next couple of years. And I do think there is a good ROI to be made out of Ripple stock if you can get it for 15.54. Regardless of what happens to XRP, because I do think the company has a lot of value even if XRP is ditched entirely. I don't think they're going to ditch it entirely, but I definitely think they're going to. I definitely think that's a possibility that they ditch some of the hopes of it, and the company will still be worth a lot. So I think at this price, Ripple is actually a decent investment on the private equity market because I don't think the company is going to die. There are several comments saying wasn't their share price at $30 at one point, or basically some people bought at $42 a share for private investment. But these are a year ago or more. So obviously a year ago or more, it's going to be worth a lot because the crypto market was just up a lot. And you can see it's actually dropped more than 50%. It's actually dropped 73% since their last funding. So the discount on it is pretty big. And if you can afford to wait a couple of years, I think you'll be okay, at least pretty pleased with the Ripple price. Ripple stock might actually be a better ROI potential than XRP because last valuation at 11.47, that's already 4x, honestly. And I do believe in the next bull market, it could be up to more than 10x this implied valuation. And especially if they go IPO, and it bumps up to just what Coinbase's stock was at IPO, you could actually be getting 40, 50x. I don't think you'll get that, but I mean, 10, 20x is definitely possible. And I do think that might actually be more potential than XRP as a coin. So if you can grab Ripple's pre-IPO share price at $15.54 per share of Ripple, I think you should actually consider that over buying XRP token right now because I think the company has more solid value than the token itself. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is a good price to buy Ripple at if you can get it at this price on equities end? Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.